Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, Bankrupt joined again by Tracy and Jake.
Tracy?
What's up, friends?
So what's going on, y'all?
Alright. Today's matchup is Tracy versus Fluff. Fluff couldn't join us on commentary today, but we got Jake, and Jake's actually familiar with both these decks, so it kind of works out. He kind of will insight what he can see, and we happen to do misplays. He can help us go through that. Like always, there's buttons, links. Let's get into the match. So I know why Fluff is playing Syn Shenron. For starters, Fluff's a huge fan of the Syn decks. He prefers yellow over the red one. But we were talking about the Gohan promo card that's coming out that everyone's like kind of freaking out about, where it can be really strong in certain decks. And I was like, look, just give it a shot before it gets eroded or something, man. So he threw this deck together real quick to incorporate the 4 Gohan promos we have.
Yeah, I mean, that Gohan promo is so strong. There's a chance they just outright ban that thing or do something to it, man. Like it's so good right now.
Think about this. It's active now. He just put 4 cards into a Z energy. It's
Yeah, he's gonna drop it on me. So he won the roll. So that was obviously not the way I want to go playing against him, but he won the roll, and there it is. Now we almost misplayed here because I was like, wait a minute, does that ignore barrier? And you'll see me put the Vegeta back out there.
Yeah, and if corrects, the Trunks being played, which he'll fix the Vegeta in a second. It only has its 9 keyword skills to get it right.
The card coming in?
Yes.
Yes.
So it still maintains its barrier, so Fluff had no target there. But Fluff does put out a double strike blocker 20k on the board, which will apply early pressure.
Yeah. Really strong from energy.
Yeah.
So Tracy, you dabbled with a variety of yellow decks. I don't know if I've seen you really play Trunks-Geta much.
This is the first time I brought it to the shop. With the new set 20 stuff that come out, some of the promo, it can be a little bit more aggro turn 3 and 4, just with what's come out available. Once you're on your awakened side and you've got yellow Vegeta as your part of your leader text there.
So I know on this turn right here, Fluff establishes the Oceanus just because his awakened resends the energy. He's just trying to make sure he got that out of the way. And if I recall correctly, in order for it to play Dredge, you do need another dragon on the board to some degree.
Yeah, to get full value out of it, but unfortunately, I don't think Dread Destroyer ignores barrier on the -20 effect, so
it doesn't.
Yeah, so he's not going to get a lot of great value against Trunks and Vegeta all game. I mean, he did the right thing by spending some pressure early here, and maybe if he had more battle cards, he should have went even deeper. Because Trunks and Vegeta is kind of weak on turn 2 because it's going to spend most of the turn evolving its battle cards. So maybe it would have been better for Fluff here to play like a Nova and Ice or something and get a little bit more wide pressure, but without knowing what's in his hand, we don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm on here swinging. I was actually disappointed I didn't have the 3 drops front to evolve in, so it actually worked out using the Vegeta so I could KO one of his cards on swing.
Now, this is where it becomes tricky, I feel like, because you have a choice on who to target. Because Vegeta doesn't have barrier, so now he's targetable for negging. And by getting rid of the Gohan, you're really just opening the door for another Gohan to be played right afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where I feel like Yellow back in the day was really good. And quite possibly, if I'm correct this turn, and quite possibly we see it starting to recur with Flying Nimbus. Flying Nimbus is such a great negate back in the day, and it kind of fell off of Unisons being a big thing. But we're going back into a lot of battle swings, getting stuff in the Z energy to do cooler things. You're getting a lot more battle cards swinging. So yeah, Nimbus is once again kind of coming right back to the top for yellow negates. I mean, you still have Mecha Frieza, but I mean,
I mean, Nimbus is just one of those cards that is going to be good as long as battle cards are attacking people. Even if it's not the best or most optimal version of itself in a format, it's still going to be good. It's still going to be playable.
And it works great in this Trunks-Geta deck for me. I thought I'd run 3 in it, especially like I said, with all way the meta shifted to a lot of battle cards on field. So I ran 3 in this, and I was like, well, if I just pitch a 1-drop, Trunks or Vegeta, at least I can play it out of the drop again, and get a little bit of value than just pitching a card.
So I looked away for a bit. I don't remember exactly what happened. What happened to Omega?
The 8-drop.
Yeah. Oh, I think he just
KO'd it with the...
He KO'd it, yeah.
So I don't think this Dread Destroyer effect is mandatory. So he might not have had to do that. Maybe there's some strategy we aren't exactly seeing here. Or maybe he used it to kill the Vegeta. Because you do have to... yeah, that makes sense. So he's got to KO something with Dread Destroyer, right, to get the -20 effect. So he might as well swing with the Triple Striker first and then pop it with Dread. Because he's going to lose it to the Vegeta if he doesn't anyway. So that's kind of what's going on there.
Also, what I like about the Trunks-Geta deck now is, just about every card that you play with, you can see I got the Destined Vegeta there. That'll KO something on swing, and then you got the Dynamic Duo that KO, negates skills, KOs when it's played. So it's got a lot of board control too, minus anything that doesn't have barrier. I did like he had Crown. He had charged Crown, Broly Crown Retribution. So that was a bonus.
Here's the thing about that. You're playing red correctly with a yellow deck, I feel like. Especially one, he charged Crown early on as well, I think on turn 2. Which kind of told you, and from this point on, you're leaving one energy open, and to him, it's just an easy charge. Like, he knows you're not going to fall into Crown's effect, so why waste time trying to see if you would leave 2 open energy instead of just keeping more cards in his hand and just get rid of the Crown.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I have Tyrannical Blow in the deck. Believe it or not, I didn't run any freezes. The negate.
So we did see Fluff took a lot of hits just to get down to 3 life so he can Z-Awaken. And by the way, we didn't mention it early on, but Fluff is playing the Red Syn Metal Leader from TCG Metals. Great bunch of guys. Check them out. And that is the Metal Z Leader for that deck as well, which is pretty cool. But Fluff baiting out the Trunks' auto to... with the Rage, I think it was, and then immediately playing Dread right afterwards is really good. And here, you got the blocker, so now Fluff has one of 2 things. Either he tries to combo up and get you to expend resources, or you just let the Trunks go. And you do combo out of it from the looks of it.
Yeah.
And I'd already Nimbus too. Again, that was, I think that put him on tilt right there, seeing the Nimbus for the 3rd time?
Second time.
Second time.
But here, it looks like you're taking your comment back. Are you wondering if you should hang on to your super combo?
I don't think I was at 4 live. Am I at 5 there?
No, you're.
I might.
You're under.
I can't tell.
You're at 3 right now. So
is that 3?
Yeah, he's at 3 right now. So I think, if I recall correctly, go on.
Yeah, I think I was trying to decide if I just wanted to combo out or if I just want to combo and restand. And that's pretty much what I did. Comboed out and then used that to restand the Trunks just in case he was going to play something else to swing with. I think he had one more swing maybe.
So Fluff realized at this point there's no reason to continue applying pressure with battle cards because you've Nimbused him. So he went ahead and and that's the downside. Like when especially against someone who's playing Nimbus. When you swing first with a leader, it only gives you 1 more attack. But at this point, you're playing a deck that can potentially constantly pop his cards. And if you were to evolve this Vegeta, Dredge is gone again. If you wanted to expend resources to swing into Dredge, then once again, Fluff has to either try to swing with the leader first, or play a card, get it tapped, play another card, swing with that. By that point, he's expending so much resources. It's becoming more and more of a game of like which route is best, for this option.
And I felt behind right now. His hand size, I think he had 12 cards in hand, and you could see I think I might have had 7 or 8. So I was a little nervous, thinking that, I've got to put some more pressure on and try to end this sooner than later. Because, like I said, he had a ton of cards in hand, and I just didn't think I was going to be able to make it much longer.
And here with the leader swing, you end up playing the Goku Vegeta and immediately evolving afterwards, because you swung 15k, and Fluff's like, all right, cool, the Z leader's 20. So it's one of those things where it's nice, but you do evolve, and that, if I recall correctly, taps down a card or keeps a card from restanding, one or the other.
Yeah, he played the blocker, and it got rested by Trunks. Yes. And then when I swing, that's when I'll pick one of his cards that can't restand.
And at this point, that is actually, I think, the better choice, because Gohan can't neg anymore. Like, it's only on play. But Dredge's story could be cheeky about how it does things, especially with Fluff trying to bait out your Trunks' autos. But keeping the Dredge from restanding in that point puts him in a different situation if he survives this turn.
And that was only what is Gohan negative 15, 20? That was only 20. Like a 5K swing. Yeah, it was 5K swing. It was just the, use the auto.
Sometimes you're swinging just to get the effects. Like if the card has a good enough effect, you still swing with it regardless. Yeah. Now, he could have tapped one. I think Fluff, maybe he doesn't. If he played Wolfang Fist, he could have played it just to get rid of it, but the auto still goes off. Like, you're still resolving that and keeping Dredge down. And here you guys are just making sure if it restands or if it actually stays in rest mode. And you Nibus the third attack. Like, I had to buy this round, and I was sitting watching you guys' game, and I heard Fluff go, "Are you fucking kidding me?" 3, and you haven't, like you said earlier, you're not really, like, you're getting some draws, but you're not, like, I've seen Jake draw a ton in this deck. You're not, like, being as successful this time around. Like, the RNG is not in your favor, but you still managed to get the cards that matter into your hand.
Sometimes this luck's better than good.
So he is swinging with the leader. He's leaving at 20, so you do have to combo a card off. He's paying 1, obviously, to proc the Trunks' effect. And here he has a decision what he needs to do. And you counterplay him, which kind of makes that even more trickier now. Because now if he wants to play a card, then he has to, or if he wants to swing of a card, he has to
rest
it. So he decides to pass turn. Now, Fluff, I talked about him after this match. I knew what he was going into this turn. And, he did ask if he could play Dredge. He wasn't going to swing with Dredge, but he asked to play it, and you said yes. Because I think Dredge has a...
You draw a card when you play it.
Yeah. So, going this turn, he has 3 open energy. He has a game plan. But right now, Tracy, what is your game plan? You see 3 open energy, 3 life, a 20k leader. What's going on?
Well, I had Cooler in my hand, I believe, from turn 1 or turn 2. And it was, I'm going all in. That was pretty much the thought process. Like, I'm going to swing with everything on the board and up and hopefully get the Cooler with the 8-drop swing. Oh, yeah, I was all in on this one.
And talking to Fluff figured you had the Cooler in your hand. Your yellow deck, that's what you go for, like for your end strat when you're trying to end the game. You always have Cooler ready to go.
Yeah, and I only had 1 in the deck last night, but I happened to have it, and I just held on to it. And I was swinging with Trunks because I was like, well, I'm gonna use the 8-drop, so I might as well swing with Trunks to get a couple more draws. I was fishing for the secret rare at that point. I know I didn't really need the combo, but I was just trying to get that secret rare in hand.
Now, I do have a question. If Fluff would have negated on any of those first 2 swings, would you have triggered your counter then?
No, because he had 3 life left, and I wanted, it turns into a triple striker. So that was the idea. Just put all the pressure on him and then just swing with the triple striker and then do the counter. That way I get the activate battle.
Yeah.
Or let's turn from a single to a triple strike.
So he's just after imaging it to neg it down.
Yeah.
And you still have 5 open energy ready to go anything unique. You're checking your Z deck right now to see what your options are. Am I not?
Yeah.
Do you play the leader, the Z Awakened leader?
I do, and I was thinking about it. I don't use the Z leader much because you lose the evolve on the extra. I mean, I understand it goes to 20k and crit, but with the evolve, you lose that little extra draw. So I was just trying to, at this point, I was trying to figure out, can I play it, then play the 8-drop and swing? But, I would have needed 6 energy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So you go into the big boy, and this is where...
I misplayed right there. I drew on the feel like it was evolving.
You draw a card when you activate the effect, not when you evolve. Because it's not actually evolve, you're like...
Right.
It's almost like a Union Absorb, but it doesn't say Union Absorb.
So earlier I mentioned that Fluff had a good read that you had the counter. And he said, all right, cool. He tapped 2 for testing, baiting the counter. Fluff still at 3 life, if I recall correctly. And you went, all right, cool, triple strike. And Fluff's like, wait, I thought it was double strike. And he's like, no, it's triple. And Fluff's like, oh, okay, that's game. he forgot that this 8-drop had, and it's one of those things where at that point, there wasn't much of an option he could have done differently, because even if he knew it was triple strike, he put himself in a situation where he couldn't do much. And he even said, I think after the match, he should have played the 8-drop. That way he could have had, because I think the 8-drop has an activate battle where it does some things. So, like, it would have maybe played that turn a little bit differently for him. But overall, not a bad match. Good job, Tracy. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Keep on those buttons, links in the description. Bye.